Have you ever wondered if the secret to a longer, healthier life could be hiding in the fruits you pass by every day? Picture this: waking up with energy that lasts, a mind sharp enough to recall every precious memory, and a body strong enough to embrace every moment with the ones you love. For seniors over 60, these aren't just dreams, they're within reach, thanks to 5 extraordinary fruits that do more than satisfy your taste buds. They fight the wear of time, lift your spirit, and keep you thriving. In this video, we're unveiling these natural powerhouses, each one a delicious key to unlocking vitality and independence. Stick around until the end, because the final fruit might just be the game changer your golden years have been waiting for. A simple addition that could transform how you feel every single day. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Blueberries. The tiny guardians of your mind. Imagine cradling a handful of blueberries in your palm. Small, round, and unassuming, their deep indigo skins glistening like miniature jewels. They seem so simple, a humble fruit you might scatter over cereal or pop into your mouth without a second thought. But beneath their delicate surface lies a quiet, potent power, a promise woven into every tart sweet bite. These aren't just a snack, they're a gift to your brain, a steadfast ally in the subtle, relentless battle against time. As the years stack up, you might notice the edges of your mind softening. It starts innocently enough. Keys vanish into the ether of your home, a familiar name dances just out of reach, or the punchline of a story you've told 100 times slips away mid-sentence. It's the kind of fog that creeps in with age, a whisper of vulnerability that can dim the confidence of even the sharpest minds. But blueberries, these tiny guardians, step into the fray with a weapon forged in nature, antioxidants called anthocyanins. These compounds, responsible for the fruit's rich blue hue, are like sentinels, standing guard against the twin threats of oxidative stress and inflammation. 2 culprits that gnaw at your neurons, eroding the pathways where memories live. Picture your brain as a vast library, shelves lined with the stories of your life, every lesson taught, every laugh shared, every quiet moment of triumph. Oxidative stress is the slow leak in the roof, the dampness that warps the pages. Inflammation is the dust that settles, obscuring the words. Anthocyanins sweep in to patch the leaks and clear the dust, preserving the clarity of those mental volumes. They don't just defend, they rejuvenate, coaxing your brain to forge new connections, keeping it agile and resilient. It's as if each berry is a small act of defiance against the fade of time. Consider Robert, a 78-year-old retired teacher whose voice once filled classrooms with warmth and wit. For decades, he'd been the kind of man who could recite poetry offhand or recall a student's name years after they'd left his care. But then came the stumbles. Names slipped through his fingers like sand, appointments blurred into a haze, and the spark in his eyes dulled with frustration. His daughter, seeing the shift, pressed a gentle suggestion: blueberries. Skeptical but willing, Robert began stirring them into his morning oatmeal, their deep blues staining the grains like ink on a page. Weeks turned to months, and something remarkable happened. The fog began to lift. He'd catch a name before it escaped, piece together a lesson plan from memory, and feel the old rhythm of his thoughts return. His days grew brighter, his confidence rekindled. He was Robert again, not a shadow of himself. Science nods in agreement with Robert's quiet victory. Research paints a compelling picture. Older adults who weave blueberries into their diets consistently outperform their peers on memory tests, their minds darting through mazes of recall with the nimbleness of youth. One study found that regular consumption delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years, a small handful of berries offering a reprieve from time's march. The anthocyanins don't work alone. They're joined by a chorus of vitamins, fiber, and other phytochemicals, all harmonizing to bolster brain health. Blueberries don't promise immortality, but they offer something close, a mind that holds fast to its treasures. Incorporating them is effortless, a daily ritual that feels more like indulgence than medicine. Toss a scattering of them into creamy yogurt, where their tartness cuts through the richness. Blend them into a smoothie with spinach and a drizzle of honey. The deep purple swirl is a feast for the eyes before it ever reaches your lips. Or simply savor them straight from the bowl, each berry bursting with flavor and purpose. Fresh or frozen, they deliver the same punch, nature's way of ensuring you're never far from their gifts, no matter the season. Think of blueberries as more than food. They're a pact with yourself, a vow to nurture the mind that's carried you through decades of triumphs and trials. Whether you're a storyteller weaving tales for wide-eyed listeners, a teacher shaping young minds, or simply someone who wants to greet each day with clarity, these tiny guardians stand ready. Each bite is a step toward a brain that refuses to fade, a legacy of sharpness and presence preserved one berry at a time. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 2. Avocados. The heart's creamy champion. Imagine standing in your kitchen, an avocado resting in your hand. Its rough, dark green skin, sometimes mottled with black speckles, feels like nature's own armor, protecting the treasure within. You take a knife, slice through its yielding flesh, and twist it apart to reveal a pale, creamy interior, smooth as velvet and flecked with the faintest hint of yellow-green. A perfectly round pit sits nestled in the center, a silent promise of life. This isn't just a fruit, it's a quiet, unassuming hero, poised to wage war against the creeping toll of aging on your heart. As the years stack up, they bring unwelcome guests, arteries that harden like old pipes, energy that ebbs away like a tide retreating from the shore, and a weariness that settles into your bones. But avocados? They're here to fight back, armed with a nutritional arsenal that revitalizes your cardiovascular system and rekindles the spark of youth. The secret lies in their monounsaturated fats, those golden, heart-loving lipids that flow through your bloodstream like a gentle custodian. These fats don't just sit there. They get to work, scouring away low-density lipoprotein, LDL, the bad cholesterol that builds up in arterial walls like sediment in a neglected stream. At the same time, they coax high-density lipoprotein, HDL, the good cholesterol, to rise, acting as a fleet of tiny escorts that ferry excess cholesterol back to the liver for disposal. Research backs this up. Studies, like those published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, have shown that diets rich in these fats can slash the risk of heart disease, a specter that looms larger with every passing decade. But that's only the beginning. Avocados pack a potassium punch, over 700 milligrams in a single fruit, outpacing even the mighty banana. This mineral is a maestro of balance, easing the tension in blood vessel walls, softening the strain of hypertension, and ensuring your heart beats with calm, steady precision rather than frantic overexertion. Then there's the fiber, roughly 9 to 10 grams in a whole avocado, acting like a broom for your digestive tract, stabilizing blood sugar, and keeping your circulatory system purring. Together, this trio ensures oxygen-rich blood courses through your body, nourishing your brain for clarity, your hands for dexterity, and your legs for stamina. For seniors, the payoff is profound, measured not in abstract numbers but in moments reclaimed from age's grasp. Picture it, fewer mornings where fatigue pins you to the bed, the covers feeling like lead. More days where you can stride through the park with your grandkids, their laughter a soundtrack to your steps, or sway to a slow song at a family gathering, your partner's hand in yours. Consider Frank, a 75-year-old retiree from a small town in Ohio, whose story brings this to life. For years, he'd felt the weight of unsteady blood pressure and creeping exhaustion drag him down. His days blurred into a monotony of recliner naps and flickering TV screens, his diet a parade of sugary pastries, greasy takeout, and salty snacks, comforts that masked a deeper decline. His daughter, worried by his pallor and sluggishness, decided enough was enough. One morning, she set a plate before him, a thick slice of whole grain bread, toasted golden, topped with a generous smear of ripe avocado, a drizzle of olive oil, and a pinch of coarse sea salt. Frank raised an eyebrow. What's this green stuff supposed to do? But took a bite. The texture was rich, the flavor subtle yet satisfying. He humored her, swapping his usual fare for this new ritual. Weeks turned into months, and the change crept up on him like spring after a long winter. His energy swelled. He'd catch himself whistling as he tied his shoes. His blood pressure, once a roller coaster of highs and lows, leveled out, earning a rare smile from his doctor. "I feel like I've got years back," he told his daughter, lacing up his sneakers for a walk around the block, the spring in his step undeniable. Yet the avocado's magic doesn't stop at the heart, it ripples outward, touching every part of an aging frame. Joints, worn from decades of lifting, walking, and living, find solace in those same anti-inflammatory fats, which dampen the fires of arthritis and ease the stiffness that turns mornings into a slow negotiation with your body. Skin, etched with lines from sun-soaked summers and dry winters, soaks up vitamin E and a suite of antioxidants, restoring a whisper of elasticity and a faint, healthy sheen, less like a miracle cream and more like nature's patient handiwork. Even your eyes, those precious lenses clouded by time, gain a defender in lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids tucked into every creamy bite. These compounds filter harmful blue light and shield against cataracts and macular degeneration, keeping the faces of loved ones and the colors of the world sharp a little longer. So how do you weave this green marvel into your life? The possibilities are as endless as they are delicious, each a small act of self-care disguised as indulgence. Mash it onto a slice of hearty whole grain bread, perhaps a rustic sourdough or a nutty multigrain, with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a sprinkle of red chili flakes, and a few twists of black pepper for a breakfast that warms both body and soul. Blend it into a smoothie, whirring it with a handful of spinach, a splash of unsweetened almond milk, a dollop of Greek yogurt, and a scattering of tart blueberries. Suddenly, your morning feels like a spa retreat in a glass. Or go primal. Have the fruit, pluck out the pit, and scoop the flesh straight from its shell with a spoon, savoring the unadorned richness bite by bite. Add a squeeze of lemon or a dash of smoked paprika if you're feeling fancy. However you choose to enjoy it, each mouthful is a quiet pact with your heart, a promise of stronger, steadier beats and a life that feels less like a countdown and more like a celebration of every vibrant day. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Pomegranates. The ruby elixir of youth. Imagine holding a pomegranate in your hands, its tough, leathery skin hiding a treasure trove of ruby-red seeds that shimmer like tiny, glistening jewels. For centuries, this fruit has been more than just a culinary delight. It's been a symbol of vitality, fertility, and eternal youth, woven into myths and revered by cultures across the globe. From the ancient Greeks who saw it as a gift from the gods to the Persian poets who likened its seeds to drops of life, the pomegranate has long whispered promises of longevity. Today, modern science has taken up the chorus, uncovering the remarkable truths behind this age-old elixir and proving that its benefits are far more than folklore. At the heart of the pomegranate's power are its polyphenol, potent antioxidants that course through your body like a rejuvenating river. These compounds work tirelessly to improve blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every corner of your being. Picture your heart, that tireless engine, pumping with less strain as arteries relax and widen, easing the pressure that builds with age. Feel the warmth return to your fingers and toes as circulation surges, banishing the creeping chill that so often settles into aging limbs. This isn't just comfort, it's your body reclaiming its vigor. But the magic doesn't stop there. Pomegranates wage a silent war against oxidative stress, that relentless process where free radicals attack your cells, rusting them from the inside out. Left unchecked, this cellular damage accelerates aging, stiffening joints, dulling skin, and sapping energy. The polyphenol in pomegranates act like a shield, neutralizing these rogue molecules and slowing the clock. Studies have shown that regular consumption can reduce inflammation, a key driver of age-related decline, keeping your joints limber, your skin radiant, and your energy reserves brimming. It's as if each seed holds a tiny spark of youth, waiting to reignite what time has dimmed. Take Dorothy, for example, an 80-year-old gardener whose story brings this science to life. For years, she tended her roses and lavender with a quiet joy, but as time marched on, stiffness crept into her knees, and fatigue weighed down her spirit. Her hands, once nimble among the thorns, grew clumsy, and her days in the garden grew shorter. Then she discovered pomegranate juice, a simple glass each morning, tart and bright on her tongue. Within weeks, something shifted. The ache in her joints softened, her steps grew lighter, and her energy returned like a long-lost friend. Her garden bloomed again, a riot of color mirroring the vitality she'd reclaimed. Dorothy's story isn't unique. It's a testament to what pomegranates can do when you invite them into your life. Beyond their anti-aging prowess, these ruby seeds are a fortress for your immune system. Bursting with vitamin C, they bolster your body's defenses, helping you fend off colds, flu, and the nagging bugs that threaten to sideline you. A single pomegranate delivers up to 40% of your daily vitamin C needs, alongside a host of other nutrients like potassium and folate that keep your systems humming. It's not just about dodging illness, it's about staying in the game, ready for whatever life throws your way. Incorporating pomegranates into your routine is as delightful as it is simple. Sprinkle the seeds over a crisp salad, where their juicy pop adds a burst of flavor and color. Blend them into a smoothie for a tangy twist, or sip their juice, pure or diluted, as a daily ritual. If you're feeling indulgent, nibble them straight from the fruit, letting each seed explode with its sweet tart promise. However you choose to enjoy them, know this: every bite, every sip, is a step toward reclaiming the spark of youth. Pomegranates don't just fight aging, they rewrite the story, seed by ruby seed. 4. Papayas, the gentle healer of the gut and soul. Imagine cradling a ripe papaya in your palms, its smooth, oblong form warm from the sun, its skin a mottled tapestry of green and amber, hinting at the treasure within. Cut it open, and you're greeted by a burst of golden-orange flesh, soft and yielding, flecked with glossy black seeds that glisten like tiny jewels. The scent wafts up, sweet and faintly floral, a whisper of the tropics that conjures images of swaying palms and distant shores. This isn't just a fruit, it's a quiet marvel, a tender healer that slips into your life with the grace of an old friend, ready to mend what time has worn thin. As we age, digestion often falters, a once swift stream slowing to a sluggish trickle. Bloating settles in like an unwelcome guest, discomfort lingers after meals, and irregularity turns what should be simple into a daily negotiation. But papayas wield a gentle power. Papain, a natural enzyme tucked within their vibrant flesh. Think of it as a skilled artisan, patiently breaking down proteins, easing the stomach's labor, and coaxing nutrients free so your body can drink them in. For seniors, this is no small thing. It's a lifeline, a way to reclaim the ease of youth without the harshness of synthetic fixes. Yet papayas are far more than a digestive balm. They're a veritable bounty of vitality, a cornucopia packed into a single fruit. Each succulent bite floods your system with vitamin C, surpassing even the mighty orange, building a fortress around your immune system at a time when colds seem to cling longer and flu hits harder. Fiber, abundant and unassuming, sweeps through the gut like a diligent caretaker, keeping the pipes clear and the rhythm steady. Then there are the antioxidants, beta-carotene, lycopene, and a chorus of others, tiny warriors that roam the body, quenching the fires of inflammation that flare in aging joints and weary muscles. Science backs this up. Studies have shown papaya's compounds can lower markers of oxidative stress, a silent thief that accelerates wear and tear. But the benefits don't stop at the physical. A soothed gut sends ripples upward, lifting the fog from the mind, steadying a mood that might otherwise waver, and lending a spring to a step grown heavy. It's a bridge between body and soul, a reminder that healing can be holistic, and that nourishment can touch more than just the flesh. Consider Margaret, a 76-year-old widow from a small town, her days once shadowed by a decade of digestive strife. She'd always loved food. Her kitchen was a sanctuary of simmering soups and fresh-baked bread, but in recent years, meals had turned traitor. A plate of her favorite chicken stew might leave her bloated and listless, a bowl of oatmeal a gamble she couldn't predict. Doctors ran tests, prescribed pills, and suggested diets, but the relief was patchy, the side effects a new burden. She felt sidelined, her joy in cooking and sharing meals with her grandkids slipping away. Then, one humid afternoon, a neighbor dropped off a papaya from her garden, its heft surprising in Margaret's hands. Skeptical but curious, she sliced it open, marveling at its sunset hue, and ate it plain, letting its buttery sweetness melt on her tongue. The next day, she tried it again, this time with a drizzle of lime, the tartness cutting through the richness like a bright note in a song. Within a week, something shifted. The bloating that had plagued her began to ebb, replaced by a lightness she'd forgotten was possible. Her energy stirred awake, enough to knead the dough again, to chase her youngest grandson around the yard. Meals became a pleasure once more, not a battle. She started experimenting, blending papaya into smoothies, dicing it into salads, and found herself smiling through stories at the dinner table, her laughter mingling with the clink of forks. For Margaret, papaya wasn't just a fruit, it was a quiet revolution, a daily ritual that wove comfort back into the fabric of her life. Papaya's charm lies not just in its power, but in its adaptability and its willingness to meet you where you are. Picture it fresh, halved and scooped out, its flesh glistening under a spritz of lime, the citrus tang dancing with its natural sweetness, a simple act that feels like a celebration. Or imagine it whirring in a blender with a handful of spinach, a splash of coconut water, and a dollop of honey, transforming into a velvety smoothie that hums with life, a tropical escape in a glass. For a morning lift, spoon it over thick, creamy yogurt, the fruit's lushness balancing the yogurt's bite, maybe a sprinkle of chia seeds for texture, a breakfast that's both indulgence and medicine. You could even warm it gently, a trick from Caribbean kitchens, letting its juices caramelize into a compote to drizzle over pancakes. Papayas ask little, no peeling acrobatics, no elaborate prep. Yet they give extravagantly, their flavor a melody of comfort and their nutrients a steady hand of strength. They stand as proof that healing needn't be bitter or abrupt, that age can be met with kindness, and that even in life's later chapters, the body can mend, the spirit can soar, and the soul can still find its song. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 5. Apples. The everyday miracle worker. Pause for a moment and cradle an apple in your palm. Feel its smooth, waxy skin, cool to the touch, kissed by sunlight, and its gentle heft, a subtle nod to the tree that bore it. There's something elemental about it, something ancient yet ever-present. Crisp, simple, and timeless. This is no ordinary fruit. It's a quiet marvel, a gift from nature that's been celebrated for centuries. The saying, "an apple a day keeps the doctor away," isn't just a charming relic of folklore, a sing-song phrase from a grandmother's kitchen. It's a truth etched into the apple's very being, woven into its fibers, encoded in its flavonoids, and pulsing through its phytonutrient-rich flesh. With every bite, it delivers a cascade of benefits that touch nearly every corner of your health, a testament to the extraordinary power hidden in the everyday. Start with its ability to tame chronic inflammation, that slow-burning ember that fuels so much of what ails us in the modern age. Deep within its skin and core lie antioxidants, quercetin, catechins, chlorogenic acid, each a tiny warrior against the oxidative stress that frays our cells. These compounds slip into the bloodstream, soothing inflamed joints that ache with every step, easing the stiffness that creeps in with time. They turn their attention to the heart, too, standing as sentinels against the buildup of LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs arteries like silt in a riverbed. Potassium, another quiet hero tucked within, nudges blood pressure downward, coaxing the cardiovascular system into a state of calm equilibrium. It's as if the apple knows the body's weak points and shores them up, one subtle intervention at a time. Then there's pectin, a soluble fiber that runs like a golden thread through the apple's flesh. This isn't just roughage to fill you up, it's a regulator, a steadying force. Pectin binds to sugars in the digestive tract, slowing their absorption and smoothing out the jagged peaks and valleys of blood glucose. Gone are the mid-afternoon crashes, the fog that settles over your mind when energy dips. Instead, you're left with clear-headed alertness, a sustained vitality that feels like the sun breaking through clouds. It's a small miracle of stability in a world that often feels anything but. But the apple's reach extends further, into the shadowy realm of the gut, the body's bustling metropolis of microbes, where health is forged or faltered. That same pectin doesn't just pass through. It lingers, feeding the beneficial bacteria that line your intestines. These microscopic allies feast on it, multiplying and thriving, producing short-chain fatty acids that bolster your immune defenses and whisper signals to your brain. The result is a fortified shield against illness and a gentle lift in mood, a lightness that creeps in unannounced as if the apple has polished the lens through which you see the world. It's a bridge between body and mind, a reminder that the two are never as separate as we think. Picture Henry, an 82-year-old man whose story brings this science to life. Time had begun to weigh on him, its passage marked by the creak of his knees and the dull ache in his hips. His joints felt like rusted hinges, resisting every move, while his days blurred into a haze of fatigue and frustration. His garden, once a sanctuary of roses and lavender, had grown wild, untended, a mirror to his fading spark. Then, almost by accident, he picked up an apple one morning. It was nothing grand, just a speckled red delicious from the market, but he made it a habit, a daily ritual as unassuming as the dawn. Weeks passed, then months, and something shifted. His digestion, once a tangle of discomfort and irregularity, found a new rhythm, steady and sure. The stiffness in his joints didn't vanish, but it softened like ice yielding to a thaw. Energy returned, not in torrents, but in quiet waves, enough to draw him back outside, where he'd kneel in the soil, coaxing life from the earth once more. For Henry, that apple became a lifeline, a small act of defiance against the years, proof that vitality could be reclaimed in the simplest of ways. The apple's charm lies not just in what it does, but in how effortlessly it fits into any life. It's a chameleon of the fruit world, adapting to every palate and purpose. Take the Granny Smith, with its tart, green bite, a wake-up call to the senses, sharp and invigorating. Or the Fuji, its rosy skin hiding a sweetness that melts on the tongue like a whispered secret. Eat them raw, and you're met with a burst of juice, a crispness that snaps you into the moment. Core them, bake them with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a drizzle of honey, and they transform. Soft, warm, and fragrant, each spoonful a comfort that wraps around you like a favorite sweater. Slice them thin, pair them with a smear of peanut butter or a dollop of almond butter, and you've got a harmony of creamy and crunchy, sweet and earthy, a snack that feels like a reward. They ask so little, tucked into a bag, tossed onto a desk, they wait patiently, no refrigeration needed, no preparation demanded. They're the friend who's always there, reliable and uncomplaining. As we wrap up this journey through nature's finest gifts, take a moment to reflect. What have you learned so far about how these 5 incredible fruits, blueberries, avocados, pomegranates, papayas, and apples, can transform your life after 60? Maybe it's how blueberries sharpen your mind, how avocados keep your heart beating strong, or perhaps the way apples fight inflammation with every crisp bite. These aren't just fruits, they're your allies in living longer, stronger, and more joyfully. We'd love to hear from you. Comment below with one thing you've learned today and how you'll bring it into your life. Will you toss some blueberries into your breakfast, sip pomegranate juice with lunch, or savor an apple as your daily ritual? Your story could inspire someone else to take that first step toward a healthier tomorrow. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips to make your golden years truly golden. Here's to thriving, one delicious bite at a time. See you in the next one.